I'm Adam Watson.
I'm Trinity Watson.
This is the Dark Slayer Mafia Power Hour.
Where it's probably not actually going to be an hour.
Yeah, not in this one. Today we're taking a look at Deathlok issue number 1 from the M-Tech line. This was an attempt to relaunch the Deathlok character. Mm-hmm. It only went, I think, like 11 issues. I don't know if this character was ever used after this point.
He's got a cool design on here.
Yeah, the one thing I'm going to say, this cover is done by Quesada and Jay Lee. Mm-hmm. I'm guessing Quesada's the penciler and Jay Lee's the inker. I'm not entirely positive.
Yeah.
But it looks cool as hell. Turns out they're art together. I didn't know Jay Lee and Quesada ever did a piece together, and it works well.
Yeah.
But you see this kick-ass cover, and then you open it, and it's good art. It's serviceable. It's nowhere near as good as what the cover art is, though.
Yeah, it's no Jay Lee, it's no Quesada.
The Mystery Men ad makes me want to watch that movie again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
start reading some Bob Burden comics to feature on the channel. One of the two. Mm-hmm. This starts off with a squad who are getting ready for some sort of air battle. Mm-hmm. When I first started reading this, I was wondering if they actually set this in the Marvel Universe, or if it was one of their odd books that kind of take place outside of, or, could be in, but they don't really reference. But then I saw Nick Fury and realized, no, this is fully within the Marvel Universe.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So these guys seem to be flying some version of the SHIELD hover cars. They're like hover car fighter pilots, which is interesting. I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert on SHIELD, but I thought Fury was the only one with those type of cars.
Yeah.
So the whole notion that they'd have this whole squad, that's their job, that is intriguing to me. Mm-hmm. And they come across what I'm guessing is going to be the Deathlok robot or some part of it.
It's got a cool, weird little design.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a fucked up version of Ultron in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's causing havoc and mayhem, tearing up Las Vegas when the SHIELD helicars arrive. And then we turn to something that just pisses me off.
Dave's Comics?
No. You see this Toast-It's cool stuff?
Yeah.
You could win a Wolverine comic in this, right?
Oh, okay.
I bought so goddamn many boxes of these cool stuff things trying to win this.
Oh, yeah.
No, never won it. Turns out what it was a variant cover to Wolverine number 145. It actually goes, last I checked, for hundreds of dollars. Yeah. I would be surprised if it cooled down because I don't think that they made very many of them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no matter how many times I bought a box of this, it was always not a winner. Not a winner.
That's so sad.
I was making my friends eat those stupid toaster pastries because I just had boxes of them in my car.
Oh my God.
I worked at a grocery store at the time. So every time I walked by the display stand on my break, I just bought a box because I kept trying to win that comic. I wanted to know what the Wolverine comic was. Mm-hmm. Then later on, I figured out what it was because of eBay. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, so this whole time I was just trying to win a variant cover. It wasn't even something I had never seen before. It was something I had in my collection.
That's so lame.
Just not the variant,
Right.
Yeah, so as they're duking it out with the robot, there's a lot of definitions that come up. They're interesting. It's an interesting way to go about it, but I'm not going to pretend that I read the definition for every single one of these words as I was reading it. Because for starters, I already knew all these words, and I didn't feel the need to. But there could be little funny things hidden in there that I missed because I didn't read all of them. And then we switch over to the character Billy, who's playing with his action figures out in the yard, making a mess with the garden hose. Mm-hmm. Little bastard.
Making the water bill rise up.
Right? This is really cool paneling.
Yeah.
So, as he's eating dinner with his family, you find out that his dad works at some sort of top secret job. His family doesn't seem to actually know what he does. Mm-hmm. His wife asks if he's ever going to tell them what he does for a living.
She married him not knowing?
Yeah, I kind of thought that was weird too.
Dude, if I had a spouse that was like, I have a super secret thing, but I'm never gonna tell you what it is that I do for a living, I'd be like, oh hell no, you're like some kind of mercenary or something. Like, What if I become one of your targets? I ain't dealing
I
with
wouldn't
that.
have a problem with a mercenary, but I'd wonder, are you a serial killer?
Yeah.
Is your job being a pimp? Do you
Yeah.
have a whole line of prostitutes? What is going on, right?
Right, yeah. I'm not getting freaking AIDS or anything from you, man. Like
Yeah. So she's apparently cool with it though. Because she
yeah.
just asks him casually at dinner if she's ever gonna find out what he does. And
We
the whole
have a
time
10-year-old child together.
the whole time, I think he's 8.
We have an 8-year-old child together.
The whole time Billy is having flashes to someone else's life. Seeing someone being held on what looks like some sort of weird. Oh, wait. No, that's supposed to be a gun. I thought this was a motorcycle the guy was riding.
Also thought
now
that
I
was a
see the
motorcycle.
hands, I realize it's a gun. So he's seeing through the eyes of someone who's lived out all this. And as far as the way the panels are laid out, it is a really inventive, cool way to show it.
Mm-hmm.
My biggest problem with this is the artwork looks kind of dated when you compare it with what's on the cover.
Right.
I think that they shouldn't have made such a badass cover for this.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what makes it a little disappointing. Is you open it up and it's just like, oh, this isn't even remotely alike.
Right.
But there are some cool things. I like the way that it's showing these memories overtaking the kid, and that they're all in red. I think that's a cool touch.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it look cool.
Yeah.
So while he's dreaming all this, these guys are just having this big battle with this robot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So either they have been battling this robot for like hours, or this is a non-linear story. I don't know which of the two that it is.
Yeah.
I do wonder how rare these cards are. It claims they're ultra rare collectible trading cards.
No.
I remember having a few of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was trying to figure out where you get them exactly. Because it says you got to go to the website to figure out how to get them.
Oh.
But I know I had at least this one that has J2 on it.
Yeah.
This ultra rare card, that's Spider Girl.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell. MC2 universe, right?
Yeah.
But what is Doom doing on these cards? I just don't know.
I don't know.
I know I had at least one of them, though. I kind of want to look this up and see how rare these actually are. Yeah, so cool page.
Yeah, that's a cool image right there.
It is, which makes me wish it was a splash page.
Yeah.
All in all, this page works rather well. But there is a lot on it.
It's very crowded.
And it would be cooler if there was a little bit more focus on this, if it was just a big ass splash page right here, right?
Mm-hmm. Even if they cut out some of the dialogue and took away this panel up here, you know?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe space the panels out so that there's like one in the top corner and one in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
Whatever the case, it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And the basic plot here is that whatever the hell this thing is, seems to have also been this agent at one point in time.
Oh, okay.
Don't know if it's got his brain, if it's like a RoboCop scenario, or if it's actually that he's the pilot of it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the Red Skull attacked the helicarrier, and they don't really go much into that. So I'm guessing that's something that happens in like Captain America or something. And this thing got loose. So the thing that they're battling is actually a shield robot.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, and they want to just plasma cannon it. But Nick Fury doesn't want him to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, back with Billy, so if this is the same time progression, they've just been fighting this thing in Vegas so long that Vegas should be evaporated by now.
Yeah.
Billy is going to play with his friends and all of a sudden has some sort of weird combat training kick in and just beats the ever-living fuck out of all the kids.
You've never done that with any of your friends?
I don't know. I had a few friends that you give code words to and they came alive and just beat the shit out of everyone.
Oh my god.
Had secret agents with them. You mean, did I ever just randomly beat the shit out of my friends? I plead the fifth on that. So, the strange thing in here, when did this come out exactly? So this predates 9/11 for by a couple years, right?
Oh, dang.
And it might make a little bit more sense what the kids are playing if 9/11 had already happened, because they're deciding who are terrorists.
Oh!
And they're playing like special agents and terrorists.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting take, because you gotta wonder if kids would do something like that, right?
Yeah.
But the fucked up thing is what this kid says. So they're supposed to be terrorists.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say that the camera's picking up, and I'm not gonna read that one out loud.
No.
Yeah. This is a good series.
Is it?
Yeah, that's Christopher Priest, Black Panther, in my opinion. I've only read a few Black Panther runs, but this is the best out of all of them that I've ever read.
Oh.
The only problem I have with it is the art is super inconsistent, because the artist changed on the title a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm not there with that particular title for the art. I'm there for the writing.
Yeah.
You can usually find the omnibuses for pretty cheap too. I got the first volume on sale for like $20.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Now that
I'm not
you
gonna
it
say
out
you're
loud. You're never gonna get for that low again.
right. I still need to get volume 2, so maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud.
Mm-hmm.
So Billy gets called into the headmaster's office, and the headmaster is smoking a pipe in 1999.
Oh.
Maybe they live in a state where that's normal, or maybe whoever drew this had teachers who smoked and didn't realize that they don't do that anymore in school.
Right.
But I was like, okay, this comic came out in 1999 and this guy is smoking a pipe. That does not help with the artwork looking a little bit more dated than the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he imagines picking up his nameplate and just stabbing him in the head with it.
As
And
one
I'm
does.
wondering, would that actually work? Are there sharp enough edges on that? I don't think you
so.
could kill him with it. That's
No.
for sure.
You could bludgeon somebody with it. I don't think it'd work quite like
It's
that.
not heavy enough. Your
Yeah.
arm would give out before you actually manage to bludgeon somebody to death with a nameplate.
Yeah.
Or it'd break.
Yeah.
One of the two.
That would be cool, shattering it on somebody's head.
Right? So then you get the sense that little Billy is no longer little Billy, because he says that he has to hit the head.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you see this, and this, it just looks so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read Warlock and X-5-1 already. I've actually read all of both of those series. Those are both really good. This was the only MTech one I hadn't read yet.
Okay.
It's okay double page spread.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit too much of the main car that's being driven by the robot
Yeah.
lost in the panel gutter. And the way that it's colored doesn't help this double page spread,
Right.
because he blends in a little bit too much. You could glance right past this page without realizing that the robot was in there.
Yeah.
It took me a minute to realize that that's where he was.
Mm-hmm.
And then a series we're definitely taking a look at some point.
Oh, hell yeah.
Bishop the Last X-Man was my favorite X-Men comic to come out during this particular time period.
Mm-hmm. That's one.
Warlock was actually really good, though. We should take a look at that, see if it holds up at all.
Oh, okay.
But this series, that was like a fantasy sci-fi tale set in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
With artwork that actually matched. It was good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm currently hunting down all of the singles for it. I have a couple of duplicates, but yeah, it's probably one of my favorite
It's never been
series.
released any other way besides single issues.
Mm-hmm.
There is no omnibus for it, and as far as I know, they never did trade paperbacks either.
That's such a tragedy. It's like one of the best spin-off series to come out of Marvel.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Who knows? Maybe they'll do an Omni that has it in it at some point or something like that. I know a few of the issues have been reprinted in Omni format, but they're the issues where he comes back from the future. They're not in the,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this is actually where Nick Fury tells them they're not authorized to actually blow the robot up.
Mm-hmm.
And he accesses something called Zero Company. I have no idea what that means.
I also don't know what that means. I have not interacted with enough like Shield Nick Fury comics to know.
I've interacted with quite a few, but one of the problems with it is Nick Fury did have a series, Nick Fury Agent of Shield.
Mm.
Um, Nick Fury and his Howling Commandos and Nick Fury Agent of Shield, right? Both.
Right.
There's a lot to the character continuity wise that I don't know how much it's played with in the modern era, right? But then in this time period, he'd have like a one shot or a mini series or something like that. But you primarily just see him in all sorts of different titles. So it's like you don't even know if the continuity is tight between the last time he appeared in a Wolverine comic and the next time he appears in a Captain America comic, right?
Right.
I just kind of assume things have happened with him in other titles every time I see him. So when they say things like this, like Zero Company, I don't know if that's actually, something that's in Avengers or Iron Man or whatever.
Mm.
So we then get a pretty cool couple of last pages. I think the two last pages are my favorites with the exception of the one that had the red skull in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are both pretty effective. The faces that are up front could have been drawn better.
Mm-hmm.
But all in all, not bad for this page. And this page actually looks really cool. This is where you find out that the agent who is Deathlok or the robot or whatever the thing is somehow taken over this 8-year-old Billy kid's mind.
Right.
Don't know how, but now he's fully in and Billy's fully out. Mm-hmm. So he's just sitting in a classroom. I don't know if he's a good agent, a bad agent. I know he's a secret agent, he's a stealth agent, but I don't know anything beyond him besides that, right?
Right.
And I think I skipped stating that it turns out this kid's dad is a SHIELD agent.
Yeah.
But not this SHIELD agent, I don't think.
I
but once
don't
again,
think so either.
I'm not sure how linear of a tale it's being told here. So we finally get to the credits now. Joe Casey was the writer. Leonardo Manco is the artist. Mariana Manco did the colors. John Babcock is letterer. And we already stated that it was a cover by Jay Lee and Joe Quesada.
Mm-hmm.
So at the bottom of this, it says Jack Truman created by Casey and Ladron. And Deathlok redesign is by Manco. So who the hell is Jack Truman exactly?
Is that the
I
red
think,
guy?
I think Jack Truman is the guy who's inside the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's who that is.
Mm-hmm.
I love these little 3-panel gags, 2-panel gags, whatever they are.
Yeah, the cute little comics.
Yeah. Wolverine's pissed off that he got struck out. Thinks that the umpire should have done a better job. Asks if he's blind. It's terrible. Mm-hmm. I like that. Quick, sweet, effective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the comics of the 90s all wanted you to be gluttonous.
Yes.
So many food ads in these things.
Live up to the nerd stereotype. Become 400 pounds.
So I already own the rest of the issues in this series.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested enough that I'm going to give those a read since I already picked them up in a 25-cent bin.
Right.
If I didn't already have them, I don't know if I would have picked them up based off this, though. I'm interested in seeing where this goes. It's okay. I think it's the weakest entry out of everything that I've read in the MTech line, though.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Would you pick up any issues from this?
The story was pretty complicated. I feel like I might need a tiny bit more of a push to, like, more of a reason to seek it out. Kind of like how you have a reason, like...
I already own.
Yeah, this is so chaotic in its storytelling. Like, I might need a little bit more background.
Casey's a good writer, though.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm also just kind of trusting that this is all actually going somewhere that will make sense.
Right.
I just don't think it's going to make sense right away.
Yeah.
It almost seems like it was being written for the trade paperback market, which is kind of funny because to the best of my knowledge, None of the MTech line have ever been collected in any way, shape, or form.
Huh.
I don't think, unless I'm wrong, and I could be because it's not like I know every single Marvel collected edition,
Right.
but I've never seen collected editions of Deathlok, X51, or Warlock. Unfortunately, I would definitely buy X51 and Warlock in that way.
Yeah.
And maybe this, depending on how it goes.
If you find it for cheap enough.
Exactly. You got anything else?
No.
All right, let's go make some comics. We didn't create the comics that were featured in today's episode, but we did create these. Check out Ghost Assassin in the Cards and the Chihuahua Who Flew Away mini comic, both of which were written by me. The Chihuahua Who Flew Away was illustrated
By me.